All right, let's move to the other side of Chicago. Let's talk about the Cubs today. 3 moves that can make the Cubs better, make them more competitive again. Okay, I talked about the White Sox the last video. Take a look in the description down below. If you like videos like this, I'm going to be running through a bunch of teams. I've already done the Yankees, and I have a bunch of other stuff to go over. And obviously, I'm going to keep you all looped in with all the breaking news throughout this lockout afterwards. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that right now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss this stuff. So let's get to the Cubs. Okay, the Cubs are obviously, they unloaded a lot of guys. They still have some guys that they could unload, like Wilson Contreras, Ian Happ, Kyle Hendricks, but they brought in Marcus Stroman. You know, they also brought in Clint Frazier as probably a complimentary piece, but it looks like they're at the very least going to be adding to the pitching, so instead of moving on from it. So with that in mind, let's go to these trades. Trade number 1 is they would be trading with the Oakland A's and acquiring Sean Manaea to add to against Stroman and Hendricks in exchange for Ian Happ, who's not a free agent until 2024, and Cole Franklin, who's their number 10 prospect, a right-handed pitcher. So they would get a controllable outfielder in return and a pitching prospect in exchange for Sean Manaea, who only has 1 year of control left. But he seems like a guy that could be easily re-signed by the Cubs if they have the appetite to bring him back. That's trade number 1. Trade number 2 is with the Yankees, actually, also boosting pitching. They would acquire Nestor Cortes. Yes, the mustache, nasty Nestor. And I hate saying it, but Nestor Cortes is not a free agent until 2026, so I would not be offended at all if he stayed. But in this trade, the Yankees would be getting back Ian Happ. Also, they need an out. They need some more outfield depth, especially if they move on from Aaron Hicks, or we realize that he's not the answer. So they would get Ian Happ, and they would also get Jordan Wicks, who's their number 6 prospect, a left-handed pitcher. So they would get a top 10 pitching prospect in return as well for Nestor Cortes. So that's trade number 2. And again, I would hate to trade Cortes, but if you can get some value back, and on 2 different fronts, then it might be worth considering. So, but if you keep Cortes, I'm a happy guy. And trade number 3 is also pitching with the Baltimore Orioles. They would be acquiring John Means here, starting pitcher, their ace, in exchange for Ian Happ. Also, Braylon Marquez, who's their number 2 prospect, the left-handed pitcher, and Alex Canario, the number 12 prospect and outfielder. So they would get a starting outfielder, a top pitching prospect, and an outfield prospect as well, which would be at the bare minimum. And again, getting a controllable player on a top 5 prospect is probably at the least the minimum you're going to get for somebody like John Means, who's got 3 more seasons of control until he's a free agent until 2025. So, and again, adding any one of these starters would be a helpful boost to that rotation, which they need. Especially if they want to become more competitive again. They're going to need to boost their pitching, as well as obviously other things. But these are 3 doable trades. So you guys let me know what you think. Any other moves you think the Cubs should make, put them in the comments down below, okay? And I'll keep you posted on everything else. I'm going to keep it coming. Talk to you next time.